Hello and welcome to week 8. This week we are going to introduce React and create our first React app while setting up all of the dependencies that we need. My name is Mildred. Up until now we have looked at Bootstrap framework for CSS. Now we want to move to the React framework for JavaScript, and for this it is required that you understand HTML, you understand JavaScript. So React is just the JavaScript library and it was created by Facebook, which is now Meta, and we use it to build the user interface faster. Use React because of the way it makes complex user interface easier to build by breaking them into smaller components. Just the way you have Legos and then you put the blocks together to make something. And so we have those reusable pieces and we call those pieces components. And these components are independent. They are reusable block of code and they are used to define the application's behavior and the whole interface. Now, because this component-based architecture uses the virtual document object model, it is faster because it updates only part of the page that changes. So when we talk about the document object model DOM, I'm going to link videos in the description for you to follow with the prerequisite videos for you to be able to understand this course. So the easiest way for you to start a React project is for you to use Vite. Before now, we use create React app, but Vite written Vite like this. It makes it faster, and for you to use Vite, you want to make sure you have Node installed first. So I will check if I have Node. I'll do Node V to see the version of Node I have. If you don't have Node, go to your site, search for Node installation for your operating system. You will now follow the instruction to download and install Node.js like that. Once you have installed Node and you have your Node here, I have version 22.14.0, and this is not the latest version, so I will update that later, but you get the idea. Once you have Node installed, we want to use Vite now. We can now install Vite and then create a project and install the dependencies. Now we'll say npm install g create Vite. So now it has added 18 packages in 2 seconds and we have all of this here. We want to create a project. We want to name the project lessons. Now I'm in this directory called React and I want to create my project here. So I'm going to do npm create Vite and later lessons. Now I want to have a project called lessons and I want the template React. Okay, and so it asks install with npm and start now. I vote yes, so it's installing the dependency. So once this is done, it gives you an address, localhost. You can copy this address, you go to your browser and then paste it there and you have your first web page. So that is the address that you always go to see what it is that you are doing. So this is the first React page. Now let's look at the folder structure of what we have created. We see now a new folder lessons appear here. We have this Node modules. This is the directory of the installed packages, so you don't want to touch this, you leave it as it is. Then we have this public, and this public directory is where we store our static files, that's HTML and images. And then we have the source directory, which is where all our source code for the project is going to live. Package.json here will hold all of the configuration for the project. Alright, so we see in this source we have assets here and we have app.css, app.mjsx, index, main. Now this main page here is the page that displays here that we can see. And how this page displays is that it comes to the index.html page here. We have the ID here to be root for this container tip. And so it now takes this ID value root and it now references it in the main.jx here, and so it displays this within that container. So this main is like the entry file and this index is what we use to display. So all of this is just to add header files or the head files for HTML. You can look at your HTML prerequisite course to understand how this is written. Okay, so when we have JSX like this, it stands for JavaScript XML, and it just makes it very easy to write HTML like code inside of JavaScript. And at runtime, JavaScript will convert those HTML to JavaScript. So we can just write it and place them into the DOM without having to use all of those methods that makes it a little complicated. Okay, so React to convert this JSX behind the scene into JavaScript and it will return something nice for you to see. Now, when you use this kind of file, you want to remember one thing, that it only returns one parent element. So you want to wrap multiple elements within a div tag, and we want to use class name. When we get there, you'll see that self-enclosing tab like this app, you have to put a / in and a void element like this. So if you have image like this, you have to put your /, okay, because these are void elements. So these are the rules there. And when you have expressions, you must put them in curly braces. Alright, so now we'll go to this index page. We can see that we have a div tag with ID of root, and we remember that we want to return one parent element, and if we have multiple, we want to wrap it with a div. So we'll put everything within this div tag here. If we have multiple elements, but we have this with the ID of. Now we want to write to this, and what we have so far is this. So let's say I delete this, or let me comment it out so we can make reference to it later, and I want to create root now. So I'm going to change this to say, let's say const. Now I'm going to link a video on variable so you can refresh your knowledge on variables. So I'll say const root is equal to, I'll say create root document or get element by id root, and I want to use dot render, and what I want to render is an HTML element. Okay, so let me say I want to render something I'll call welcome note, like this. So I'm going to create, so I'll put here to be const welcome note will now be equal to welcome to React. This is a sample React application. So what I did here is to put a div tag, which is one parent, and I put other elements within it, and then I want to write to the element that the ID is root on the index page here. And then when I come here and I go back to my web page, we'll see that it has refreshed to what I've written. So I've changed the web page to what I want there. So we have successfully created our first React page. If you notice, there are different imports that are here, from app here, or import all of this, all right, and these imports are the different imports that are needed for you see that first welcome page we had, and then we have app.css that does all of the style, and then we have the index.css that creates the style for the index page also. All of these are modifiable, and we are going to look at that as we begin to build apps or different projects as we go along. So let's do an example of the expression. Let's say we have an expression we want to put, I will comment this out. Let's say I want to put something like constant exponent. I'll say exponent or exponential is equal to, or I'll not put that like that. Let's say I want to just write something, create root, and I'll say document or get element by id root.render. I'm not using the strict mode like this. What I want to do here is to render something that has an expression. Let's say I want to put the h2 tag, and I will close h2, and what I want to put here is I want to say learn React because it makes development, let's say it makes it 9 times faster, right? So we'll say 3 times 3. So we'll put a curly brace. So this is an expression I want to write. So it makes development 3 times faster, something like this. So we see how expression is used. When we go back to our web page, we've seen that it updated instantly to change that. So we're going to stop here because the rest of the content require that you remember everything about how we declare variable with the let, with the const, and with the var keyword. It also needs you to remember how to write functions and the arrow function. Also the object-oriented programming concept that we have discussed in our JavaScript fundamental class, and it also requires that you also remember how to use map and filter. And so I'll link those videos and to add to this for this week's content, as we will move with speed from week 9 and you will not have time to revise. So use this week to revise all of those topics or prerequisite topics so that it will be easier for you to understand what we are doing with the framework. Thank you, and see you next week.